George Catlett Marshall is undoubtedly the most important figure of world history in the 20th century, not just United States history, but world history.
Career Army officer, Army Chief of Staff throughout all of World War II. Winston Churchill referred to Marshall as, quote, the organizer of victory. Secretary of State, 1947 to 1949. Responsible for a host of American Cold War policies, most notably the European Recovery Program, or Marshall Plan, that bears his name. Then head of the American Red Cross, and then Secretary of Defense during the Korean War from September of 1950 to September of 1951.
I applied to be a Marshall Scholar because I'm really interested in the World War II era, and my teacher told me about all the great resources that the Marshall Library has, and I was really interested in just getting my hands on some real historical documents and really work with things that you don't normally work with as an undergraduate.
One of the things that is so important about the Marshall program is that it exposes our students to really rich primary source materials that are not available any other place. These materials are here in their archives, they are important materials, and so the students get a chance to do research at a level that they ordinarily wouldn't at a small college.
Whereas secondary sources help maybe shape or suggest a specific view, primary documents allow you to really stretch beyond, maybe go in a different direction and sort of interpret for yourself.
You can't imitate the feeling that you get when you look at a real primary source document. And I mean, looking at something online, it's a great resource, but the feeling of sitting at a desk in an archive and having, you know, a memo that was written from, I don't know, say John Foster Dulles, the Secretary of State, to President Eisenhower, and seeing an ink splotch, you feel so much more connected.
I think one of the most enjoyable parts about this has been to work with other undergraduates who are intelligent and well-spoken, and you know, really have a passion for what they're doing here. I think that's been one of the most enjoyable parts of this.
I say having a group of scholars instead of just on your own is much better, because there's a community of learning where you can share information.
It's kind of an opportunity that I don't think that you get very often in undergraduate situations, to meet people from other schools but with similar interests to your own.
One of the great things about the program is, being a Marshall Scholar, is you don't have to be sitting in the same room as someone to exchange information and help each other. Actually, we can exchange information through Facebook with bibliographies and sources and progress on your project.
I've really been encouraged to dig deeper into information and really try to analyze information and try to come up with my own ideas, and really a lot of that has been inspired by the other people who are in the Marshall program.
My experience working in the Marshall Archives has been great, and I think that everybody should do it if they have a chance to work in some type of archive. You never know what's around the corner and what you're going to find, and you might find things that you had never thought of before.
These papers that they write will be seen by scholars who visit the Marshall Library. They will be archived here in perpetuity.
It's a little intimidating in some ways, but it's definitely something in the back of your mind as a challenge, I guess, that you want to be worthy of being held in a repository like this, where people will have a chance to look at it, other students, other scholars. It's going to be pretty incredible, and I'm honored and humbled to sort of have that be part of my legacy here.
The Marshall Scholars Program provides you with an extraordinary opportunity to work in this archive, to do the sort of research really that only professional scholars and graduate students usually do.
That when I got my job at Lynchburg College, when I was interviewed at the American Historical Association, I had a list of other accomplishments, but the one that really stood out to the people interviewing me was that, oh, you were in 1994, you were a Marshall Scholar. And I always tell them that when you go into a situation like the Marshall Scholars Program, it's not so you can maybe just be a historian. It develops skills that you'll take with you for the rest of your life.
I can't say enough good about the experience. The fact that some of my students have just really thrived as a result of being Marshall Scholars. I would encourage professors and undergraduate students to visit the Marshall website and look for this program and apply. It's an absolutely superb opportunity.